What is up, Wise Take Nation? Welcome everyone to this week's PGA Wise stream. It is myself, as always, BrewMedic47 here with my main man, Shocky. What's going on over there, Shocky?
Oh, we're having a party for this week.
I was gonna say you look like you're ready to party.
This is a party golf event, so might as well get the party hat ready.
Absolutely, that's why I wore my green shirt.
Very festive. This isn't St. Patrick's Day.
But it's waste management, man. It's green and yellow. So this week we have the Waste Management Phoenix Open coming to us from TPC Scottsdale out in Arizona. The tour takes a little turn inland from the coast, heads over to Arizona for this week. So we'll get into that a little bit more in a little bit. Let's talk about last week. What did you think of Torrey Pines, the Farmers Insurance Open? How'd you do? How'd it go for you?
It was going great till Sunday. I pulled a U. Sunday just sucked. But once again, I like how my lowest $8,000 guy wins it. I had Cameron Smith at the Sony, now Mark Leishman. So I guess just play all the guys I have dead last in my rankings in each tier, because I also had Bubba Watson at dead last, and he did tied for fifth. He did well. Who else? Stanley?
Stanley. How'd Stanley go for you?
You know what? He almost made the cut, so I had that going for me.
Because I got this $50 from you.
That was for your Christmas gift. That's what that was for. That was no bet. I'll do double or nothing. Stanley wins it this week. That's what it is.
Oh, if you want to bet that, I will book it right now.
No.
Him to win.
I would get at least 1,000 to 1 odds on that.
I'll give you 5 to 1.
No, Leishman winning it. He hit 4 fairways on the final day and shot 7 under.
Yeah, but he also gained like 8 strokes putting. Like
on that day.
On fire.
He couldn't miss a putt. I think he missed 1 putt inside 10 feet. And then he saved 3 par putts from 15 feet or more. He couldn't miss a putt. And that was kind of like Rahm on Saturday. Rahm was not, he shot well, but if you look at it, he was going in the sand and he would just he would scramble, save every scramble. And then when he wasn't scrambling, he would just nail his shots. And it was kind of like Leishman's Sunday was Rahm's Saturday, and Rahm would have won it again if he didn't have that first 5 holes where he double bogeyed the shortest par 3, which no one does, of his stature, and Rahm should have won it. He almost tied it again on the same eagle putt from the same spot he won it 3 years ago.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He left it a little short though. That was pretty cool.
Oh, Ryan Palmer, that was fun. My Ryan Palmers will also loved about Sunday. He shoots even. He comes in 4th. He shoots 5 over. 5 over. You just had to shoot even. I wasn't even asking anything. Yes, he was chalky, but he had an amazing Friday. And except he bogeyed the last hole on Friday for my showdown of bogey-free round, and that was so fun to just drop places because he missed that putt.
So, how'd you do overall in the week?
I profited. The showdowns helped, but I still profited.
Nice.
Sepp Straka, that was a disaster.
Yes, that was a disaster. I had a little bit of him. And
At least he didn't withdraw like Siwoo Kim.
Oh my god. Plus 8. I'm out of here. I had a terrible week. I didn't win a cent. Again. So that's kind of apparently how it's been going for me. So terrible week. Cash, I think, went 3 of 6, and still actually had a chance going into Sunday because Finau and Snedeker both finished top 5. So But yeah, I didn't have any 6 of 6. I don't think I had any 5 of 6 either. It was just a bad week. I was just off. I had Rom, which was good because Rom was actually surprisingly low owned. But yeah, I took Rom in my one and done, which was great. I mean, second place was awesome. I think I'm like in like 78th place in the big one and done out of like 3,000 people. So it's early in the season. So of course that'll probably change, but doing well. We'll see how that keeps going. And then on Sunday when I saw like everyone on that last group like bogey the first hole, I was like, and Leishman was like tearing it up, Statiker was tearing it up, Rubber was tearing it up. I'm like, I'm gonna do a couple live bets right now. So I threw a little, I threw a live bet down on Leash to win 4-1, and like Finau, I had like a Statiker like 28-1. I had a Bubba like 36-1 or something. And at one point, they were all first, second, third, fourth in the standings in the leaderboard. So that was kind of cool. But
one more thing, Gary Woodland.
Oh God.
No, it wasn't. He was through 2 rounds. He was top 10 in greens of regulation and fairways gained and distance drived. But the most important thing that no one can predict on who is an inconsistent putter is he couldn't putt. He lost, I think, over 4 strokes putting. I mean, how do you hit? How are you top 10 in greens and regulation, fairways gained at Torrey Pines?
Yeah.
And if he would have told me he would have a bogey-free round in one of his first 2 rounds, it'd be like, oh, he's making the cut. Nope.
Also a birdie-free round.
Yeah. No, he birdied. He didn't. Yeah, he didn't have one birdie on the first where he played the South course, and then
all pars.
And then all pars for 14 holes, 15, 16, birdie, and then par. But I mean, if his putter was there, he would have. He could have. He has the setup to make a run at that course.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and that might carry over into this week a little bit. We'll see. Get into the players.
And here we go.
All right, so yeah, moving forward. I will do my course hootenanny real quick, and then we'll get into our plays. So this week we have the Waste Management Phoenix Open. I think it's both of our favorite events of the year, outside of like the majors, obviously, and like the Masters, but it's just such a fun fucking tournament to watch. Drink a little whiskey because I'm a man. All right, so let's see. Welcome one and all to the greatest show on grass. This week, about 130 of the world's best golfers make the trek inland to Scottsdale, Arizona for the Waste Management Open at TPC Scottsdale Stadium course. This course has been home to this event for the last 32 years and has earned its nickname due to its relaxed, vibrant crowd and infamous 16th hole, which we'll get into shortly. Also, kind of interesting, the event is like hosted by the Thunderbirds, which is like some kind of a benevolent association that it's like a charitable organization, but they all wear like velour suits. So like you see them like interviewing these dudes, and they're wearing like purple like crushed velvet suits. It's absolutely bizarre. This event is usually the highest attended event on the entire tour, and is a personal favorite of mine. It's just a fun tournament to watch through and through. The course itself is a 7,266-yard par 71 with 4 par 3s and 3 par 5s. Of note, all these par 5s should be reachable by just about everyone in 2 as they aren't overly long, coming in the 550 to 560-yard range. Par 3s here are tricky, with none of the 4 carrying a birdie or better percentage over 16%, but have a pretty healthy par rate right around 70%. Par 5s are totally different, carrying a birdie or better between 35 to 45%, a par rate right around 50%, and an eagle rate around 2 to 3%. This course went through an overhaul in 2014 as the managers of the club felt it was too easy. As such, length was added and landing zones were narrowed and a lot of hazards were added. While this overhaul was successful in increasing the difficulty, Scoring can still take place here in bunches, with the winning score usually in the high teens. Look like 16, 17, 18 under. I think the course record here was like minus 28 once, which is just absurd. It's also worth noting that there's usually a lot of drama coming down to the end of the tourney for the last 5 years, with the winner being decided by one stroke or by playoff. There was some drama last year, too, with Fowler when he won. He just had an epic series of, like, fuck-ups. I think it was, like, the 14th or 15th hole. Did you watch this last year? Do you remember this from
Yes. I
What is
don't remember the exact part. Which
the ball down, and instead of laying up, he hit an aggressive shot, and it went over the green and rolled down into the water. So instead of the Twitter, instead of re-hitting his shot, he decided to take a drop. And every time he dropped the ball, it rolled back into the water. So he lost like 4 balls just trying to drop it. So then the tour said that, all right, you can just set the ball down on the grass. So he set it down on the edge and like just set it down, walked away from it, went back up the hill, and the ball just magically like grew legs and rolled and just committed suicide, like jumping back into the water hazard. And he got a penalty for that. They gave him a stroke penalty for that, even though he didn't hit it or make contact with it. They said because the ball was at rest, it still counted as a stroke penalty. It was one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Absolutely wild. But I digress. We'll get back on topic here. We can't talk about this course without touching on the par 16th hole known as the loudest hole in golf, and for good reason. The short par 3 is surrounded by stadium seating that holds about 20,000 people and fills up quickly with a lot of the local college crowd. You can pretty much hear this hole anywhere on the course, as the crowd drinks and parties all day long. Golfers are rewarded or penalized with boos or oohs, depending on how close their shots land to the hole. This is a chance for golfers to play it up a bit and get the crowd on their side and have a little bit of fun. In the past, golfers have thrown T-shirts into the crowd, golf balls with $20 bills taped to them saying, "Have a drink on me." Guys have flipped the bird to the crowd when they were booed. Rahm put on a bandana that read Rombo a couple years ago. Tiger made a hole-in-one here, which sent the crowd into a crazy fucking just utter chaos. They were throwing beer cans and beer bottles onto the hole.
So did Molinari.
Looked like he scored a hat trick in hockey. This hole in and of itself is what makes this event so much fun, and is probably the most unique setup you'll ever see. From the tee box, golfers see relatively open fairways with a wealth of bunkers guarding the narrower landing zones. There's a good amount of water in play here, and the wilder drives will lead golfers into thick rough and an assortment of desert vegetation. The rough this week shouldn't be quite as bad as it was last week at Torrey. This is a desert course, and fairways coupled with low humidity should lead to a decent amount of post-landing roll. Approach shots are key here, as this is very much a second shot course. The greens here are all over the place in terms of size, but the overall average leans towards the larger size. There are a decent amount of bunkers guarding the greens, along with some water. The greens are flat and firm, Bermuda grass, and look to be on the quicker side. For stats for me this week, I mean, this is tee to green and approach, through and through. Every winner here the last couple of years has been in the top 5 tee to green. They've been outstanding on approach. And of course, you got to always consider putting as well. You got to score on the par 5s. This can be a rather high-scoring event, so you got to look at DK scoring. And scoring on these par 4s, too. There's a lot of them. So the par 4s from 450 to 500, there's a lot of them here. So, yeah, what do you think? You have anything you want to add, Mr. Shocky? Anything I forgot?
I had a driving distance just because of those long par 4s. Because
the distance here is usually above tour average, as it is.
It's a lot above accuracy. Accurate bombers are have success here. Well, depending on the rest of their game, but Like, Gary Woodland is an accurate bomber. Get into him later, but he is one of those guys that fits that mold because he is always one of the top distance drivers. I left him like a schoolgirl.
Please tell me you saw the tweet that that the House account just put out.
No.
Oh my god, it's so fucking funny.
Okay.
All right. Anyways, it's so fucking funny. All right. Anyways, so anything else you want to add before we get into these plays?
A lot of people live by this area and went to school around this area.
Yes, ASU is a big golf school.
Oh, you can play golf all year round. All these southern states, southern states, anything with hot. Well, it's in the southwest.
Not in the south.
Southwest.
West.
Southwest. If you divide the states, it's in the southwest. We must digress. Here we go.
It's the southern part of the west side of the country. It's not
you
the
said
south.
southern. Okay, good. So we agree.
No.
Yeah, well, you just said southern, so I'm right. Yep, all right. So you might as well just get over it and just say, you're right, I'm wrong.
You know what they say about arguing with an idiot, right?
And that's what I'm doing. It's very hard.
Bring you to their level, they beat you with their experience.
I'm experienced at everything.
Anyways.
Okay, now then. I'll go to the 10K range.
Okay, 10K and up.
Okay, 10K and up. Well, you got Rahm, 11-4, Thomas, 11-2, Fowler, 10-5, Simpson, 10-3, Matsuyama, 10-1. Now, this is a strong top 5 because someone scored. But this is a strong top 5, and they all have history here. They've been playing.
Again? Yep, Monahan again.
They've been playing well. And I believe all of these top 5 have win equity, top 5 equity. So it is what Rahm's playing. It's hard. It's scary to fade him, but with the 10K guys for cheaper, having as much win equity and just as much equity of scoring as him, I can more safely fade Rahm and Thomas. So my first guy, top guy in the 10K range, will be Matsuyama. He's third in my model. He's played great here. He's tied 15th last year with draw, back-to-back wins with a second-place finish. Even though Ricky plays just as well here, but Matsuyama's playing better golf as of late, so that's why they're like 1A, 1B. Just because Matsuyama's playing better golf. But he's a little bit worse at putting, so it's like, I guess it will come down to a price play, most likely. But I still have Matsuyama above Fowler, but Fowler's right behind him as his past 4 years at this event win 11th, 4th, 5th. It doesn't get much better than that. Except Matsuyama, he's 15th in the model just because of his recent play. But a fun fact about Ricky Fowler, anytime he's lost the previous event, he's lost strokes on approach. He's come back to play, and he's out of 12 events. This was from last year. Out of 12 events, he missed one cut, 26, and had all the rest were top 10s. He turns it around really quickly, and especially at a course, an event he loves to play at. He loves that 16th hole. I guarantee if you ask him, that's his favorite hole on tour. He is like Happy Gilmore. He pumps up the crowd when he gets to that hole if you watch him.
Hell yeah, he does.
And then I'll include Webb Simpson. His history here is good. One cut, 20th cut, second, 14th, but in his 4 events he's played so far, all 4 top 10s, 2 top 5s. His golf game his form is great in 4 events. He's also a great putter on bent grass greens. He comes and he's 13th in my model. His ball striking hasn't been there yet for like 4 events, but he's an above average ball striker. He's definitely better than 60. He's definitely better than 65th in this field at ball striking. So Matsuyama, Fowler, Simpson, in that order for me.
Yeah, I'm with you. I am probably not going to play Rom or JT, which is hard because they grade out as first and third in my model. Rom is third, JT is first. I mean, JT is just like, he's first in like approach, tee to green, DK scoring, par 5, like just across the board. But I also, there's not a lot down low that I really like this week. So personally, I think I'm going to go way more balanced in GPPs than superstars and scrubs. Also, I built a mixed condition model that has strokes gained putting last 24 rounds on firm, fast, bent grass, strokes gained tee to green last 24, average fairway width 7,200 to 7,400 yard, long courses, approach last 24, firm, fast greens 7,200 to 7,400, total strokes gained last 24, easy scoring relative to par with average hit fairways, par 72, 7,200 to 7,400 yards, and then another strokes gained approach with thick, rough, and firm greens. And Rom and JT grade out the 2 worst out of these top 5 in that mixed condition model. Rom is actually terrible in the putting condition and the strokes gained total condition. So yeah, I mean, I like Fowler, I like Simpson, and I like Matsu up here. So we are in agreement. We both agree upon this.
Indubitably.
Cattywampus. Fowler does not grade out well in my model at all. He's 70th, but he loves this fucking course. He's going to be low owned because he sucked last week. But guess what, everyone? He always sucks last week. He always sucks at the Farmers because he is the Farmers Insurance guy.
He can't play at events that he's sponsored by.
Exactly. He is all over the place. He's getting pulled every direction. He's got media, press. He's got a million fucking things to do. And he can't even focus on playing golf. So, yeah, I'm completely with you there. Fowler, yeah, I mean, last 5 years, like you said, he won T11, T4, second place, and then T46, but whatever. I believe he is the leader in total strokes gained at this event in the last 5 years. Which
he's 50 total strokes gained.
Yeah, which is wild. So,
next closest is 46, which is Matsuyama.
Hideki Matsuyama. Yeah, Matsu. He withdrew in 18 because he hurt his wrist. And then he was out for an extended period of time due to that wrist injury. Back-to-back wins. I remember that withdrawal, too, because that was after lineup block. And I had him all over the fucking place. And he withdrew after lineup block. And
I've only haven't happened to me once, and that was with Kevin Na.
Ooh, na.
And that was a neck issue.
Yeah. Yeah, he fucked a lot of people.
Yeah.
All right. I'm live. All right. Come on, Monahan and Giordano. That Monahan hat trick. Huge
finish. So, you're on Simpson or no?
I'm all over the place. Yes. I like Simpson. He's actually first in that mixed condition model that I built. I love Weber.
Wish he played a little bit more. But
what's that?
Wish he played a little bit more recently, but he did play a couple weeks ago, so he played at the Sony.
Yeah.
So and he played great.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, T20, cut in 18, second, T14. I like Weber. Absolutely on board with that.
And good at putting.
Good at putting. Good coming in here. Matsu, I think, is going to be cash viable. He's a little, I try to avoid the 10K range for cash plays, but I mean, his history here, his current form, everything speaks for itself. So I think he's right on the fringe at 10-1, so I think he's viable in cash.
Ricky's projected the lowest owned out of those three by 7%.
Which I'm fine with. I'll definitely load up on Ricky in GPPs. So I'll get in this 9K range. There's only a couple in here for me. I think I'm going to get on board with Xander. Xander, again, didn't really do... I mean, he missed the cut last week, but he always misses the cut at the Farmers. So I'm not really worried about that. He's 5th in my GPP model. Excellent numbers across the board. He's got a good history here. He doesn't really grade out terribly well in the mixed condition model, but he checks all the other boxes, so I'll be on board with him. I want to like, but
oh yeah, look at that history.
Oh yeah, he has missed the cut here 4 years in a row.
Don't worry, but 5 years ago, he had us 22nd.
Yes, T22nd. Woohoo! So yeah, no fee now for me. Kuchar, I want to like too because I'm a Kuchar mark.
He's played well.
I mean, T4, T5, T9 the last 3 years. He's coming in T6 looking at me now, sorry. His offseason was meh. He missed the cut at the Sony, missed the cut at the RSM, and then a couple 14ths in there. One was the Tournament of Champions, which doesn't really count.
No, because that's like half the field. He's in middle of the field.
Yeah, it's like a fifth of the field.
Yeah. No, like as in there's 34. He was just above average in the field.
I thought you were talking about total.
No.
I feel you. Yeah, so I think I might just pass on Kuchar this week because he doesn't grade out well in my model. And I kind of want to see what he does before I get back on board with the cash game Kuchar train. I'm going to go back to Woodland, though. He won here in 18, T7 last year. He is 27th in my GPP model, which isn't terrific. But I think he's going to be crazy low owned. And like you said, it was just his putting. I don't see how it's possible for him to putt any worse this week than he did last week. And he burned so many freaking people last week. And we see this all the time in PGA. When people get fucked by someone the week before, they don't play them the next week. And it is, forget about last week. He's still Gary Woodland. He still has great history here. Oh, I don't have shit. It's like the 5th line from Calgary just scored.
Oh, weird.
And then Morikawa. I'm absolutely playing Morikawa. Kid's a baller. Jankowski. Who the hell are you on Calgary?
Oh, he's a good role player.
Oh. What?
He's a good role player. He has good numbers. For a third, fourth line guy.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about Morikawa. I'm like, does he play Dungeons and Dragons? Like, what are you talking about?
He could.
Yeah, Morikawa. Love him. 9th in my model. Kid was fire last week. Even playing with Tiger.
Except for that 4-hole stretch on Saturday where he goes double, bogey, bogey, double, and then destroys me.
Yep. I mean, he's the kid.
He does that. He's raw. He's still raw. Don't get.
Yeah, he's going to have blow-ups, but he's still pretty fairly priced. And, I mean, he's a scorer. He's top 20 in this field in DK scoring. He's really good from these proximity ranges. He's a decent putter. He could fucking do exceptionally well this week.
It's his mistakes. Can he limit the streaks of bad mistakes? That's
And
great.
can he get through 16? Can he survive 16?
Oh yeah, he's still young. He's gonna. I don't think 16 is gonna be the problem. I think it's gonna be. He's been inconsistent, you know.
Yeah.
It's like really good round, bad round, really good round, and that's how he stays in these things because his good rounds, he's on point, he's money. He's not on point, he's in that middle, and he loses a lot of spots.
Is there football going on right now?
No, what?
So why did I get this notification?
No, I can't see that.
Kyler Murray just threw a touchdown pass to Andy Isabella.
I think you're a little late there.
I think DK Live is drinking whiskey like I am. So yeah. I mean, I'm looking. I'm trying to figure out who I'm playing in one and done this week, and I mean,
no, all the top 5. Like you can't play Rom, but like
because I played him last week. But yeah,
there's a lot of good choices. Like a lot of guys love to play here, and they play well. I have a different guy that actually, other than Morikawa, but I'll tell you about him later.
So, I mean, Ricky's up there. I mean, when the hell else am I going to play Ricky this year? Like,
not a major.
No, absolutely not. So, all right.
Can you play Brooks 4 times and one and done at majors? Just only play him at the majors?
The PGA. I might play him at the U.S. Open because I'll be there this year. The U.S. Open's like an hour and a half from my house, so I'll be there one of the days.
Oh, thanks for the invite.
Getting an awesome sunburn. You can come. Fly in from Detroit.
Maybe. If you have a mustache by then.
I won't. I'm not allowed to have a mustache. Dude, I'm a fireman. I can't have facial hair.
Oh, I know.
There's really a federal law that says that we're not allowed to have facial hair.
Rules were meant to be broken.
True. All right. Your turn.
Okay. This might come at you didn't say him, but my number one guy in this 9K range is one of the slowest guys on tour.
Bryson.
I mean, he's only played it once in the last 5 years, but he's still a great golfer. He came T5 2 years ago. He ranks 10th in my model. Nothing elite, but nothing terrible. But he pushes to win, and that's what I like about him. He's got that Patrick Reed mentality. And he won't be that high owned. For this 9K range, he'll come in as one of the lower owned 9K range guys. He's projected at under 9%. And he definitely has...
With Bryson.
What?
Finish what you were saying, but I'm going to make a point about Bryson.
Okay. He has top 10 equity here for under 9%, and I like that in a guy in the low 9K range guy. Go ahead.
When we see golfers go through tremendous changes to their physique, it takes them a long-ass time to fix their game. We saw it with Brooks when at the start of last year when he lost a ton of weight for a fucking Sports Illustrated shoot. There was someone else the year before that put on like 35 pounds of muscle in the offseason, and he came out and played like shit. So Bryson it's been very widely publicized that Bryson's been hitting the gym, putting up them 80s for the ladies, more plates, more dates. I get it. But that's my concern. That's why I'm not on Bryson this week. I agree with everything you said. He's played well here in the past, but that is personally my perspective on Bryson.
He played in the Euro events, the past 2 Euro events, T8 and a cut. So one good, one great, one. But at the Hero World, I don't know when this started. Hero World 15th. Like his recent play is interesting. 2 cuts, 2 top 25s, 2 top 10s, and a top 5. Being low owned is the key here for GPPs because being low owned in the 9K range with a guy of his talent, I mean, him blowing up here is not a thing I see. The only like how he would fail is if he comes 25th or worse. But another guy like Gary, Gary came 26, is just putting. But the thing that drags him down in my model is, for some reason, for being a guy that drives the ball long, can hit his irons, sucks at par fours of 450 and 500 yards. How does that happen? How do you hit the ball far? You're great at iron shots, but you suck at these par fours.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I do have Colin Morikawa. He grades up very high. Not playing here is why I have him below those two, and the inconsistencies. And everybody knows him, so he's going to be owned. He's projected at higher owned than Gary and DeChambeau. I know it's just projections, but just a basis of what I look at it as. So that's Bryson, Gary, and Colin. And then Xander, I don't know. I never played Xander. He's played well here, but I don't know what I'm ever going to get out of Xander. And Finau, just history sucks. Kuchar is kind of doing that Phil Mickelson thing. Played great, and then played terrible.
Kuchar doesn't quite hit bombs, though.
No, but he's more accurate.
True.
And then Bubba. I like Bubba last week at 7,500. Bubba 9,000. And he's super inconsistent.
You know who I miss? I miss Jim Furyk.
He'll play. He's gonna play. Don't worry.
He hasn't played yet, though. I don't know why.
He's old.
Thanks.
And maybe his caddy needs a day off. His caddy needs months off. He was 75 years old as a caddy.
That's a valid point.
And he's the Monopoly man. I'll start off the 8K range, which comes in as the number one, probably not many people's models, but mine personally. Victor Hovland was my number one guy in my model. And
he was number one in my model if I did last 50 rounds.
I did last 24.
Me too.
He was still number one. Actually, if I did last 36, he was number two.
He's two in mine. So
his ownership is middle of the pack, but I feel like with Wolf being cheaper and Morikawa just being a little bit more expensive, people have seen these guys play recently. You know, they haven't seen Hovland. He's been in the Euro Tour where he played some random events. But these three guys coming out last year, he was my favorite. He showed me the most consistencies out of these three guys. Like, he would always make the cut, he wouldn't blow up, and then he would explode one round. In his first he played at the U.S. Open, in his first U.S. Open, and came T12th. Yeah. The guy shows he can play. This is not a hard field. This is not a major. This is an easy course compared to the U.S. Open, any U.S. Open. So he's definitely one of my this 8K range. I like these two guys for 8K range, and then I'll go Matthew Wolff. You get a discount. He was 9,000 last week, like 9,600 the week before. You're getting a major discount for not even that much difference of fields. And this was, last year, this was his first PGA Tour event. Was this event.
I played him. I wrote him up and I played him.
He was 6,000. He was 6,000.
Min price, and I'm like, look, guys, it's gonna be fucking good. Like,
I played him too, and he was 1%, maybe, I can't remember, but it was just like because people were mocking him with his swing. It's like, I don't care if the guy does a helicopter swing every single time. It doesn't matter. Where the ball ends up is what matters.
Yeah,
people made fun of Jim Furyk's swing, and look where he's at.
Yeah. I mean, this was. I'm looking at my article from last year. Wolff. We have no data on him, 0, because he is not a PGA Tour player. He is still in college and has built quite the resume already. He's a pure bomber here on an exemption and has already done things in college that even his fellow alum, Ricky Fowler, wasn't able to do. His talent and skill is one of the most absurd swings I've ever seen, but it works and he drives the ball mild. He is stone cold min price on DK and is worth a shot or two for sure.
Yeah, and it's like I would love. I don't know. I haven't looked at who's been scheduled with each other, but come on, PGA, just put Hovland and Wolff together. That's all I want to see for one of the first two things. If they don't get a chance on the weekend, because both these guys, these Morikawa, Hovland, Wolf, these are like Thomas when he's 30. These are the guys people are going to be like. Thomas is still going to be good for a while, but I'm just saying, in 4 years they're going to be the Justin Thomases.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a bomber like Matthew Wolf, but he's more accurate. And that's a key here in some of these landings. With these long, that's why he's better at the long par fours, because he can just nail fairways. He's a great off the tee guy, and ball striker and approach guy. I mean, that's why he's over Matthew Wolf, even 400 more, because he's more, like I said, he's more consistent than Wolf.
Yes, Wolf is
and Morikawa
very erratic with his drives. Absolutely.
And Morikawa is a pin seeker, so he gets too aggressive at times.
Yeah.
Which is nice to have, because when you need birdies, he'll try to get you them, but that also comes at a risk-reward play. Victor Hovland will shoot for the safe plays, and he'll be aggressive. That's why I think in the long run, he'll be the best of these three. As of right now. I'm not a future teller, but as of right now, I see him as the best, even though he hasn't played as many PGA events, and he hasn't won one. But he's been making every cut when he's played. Last year when he was playing, made every cut. He would come top 10, top 15, because he'd have good rounds and an amazing round. It's just he needs 2 good rounds together, which I think he can do here. So him, Matthew Wolf, you just spoke about, and I'll go back to Ryan Palmer. He still grades out well, and if you count out that last round, he's been playing solid golf. Not a great accurate driver and putting, and his history is not great recently, but he's been playing so well recently that I'll cancel that, because he was T60 cut 24th second. So just because he's been playing so well recently, and he's 200 more than last week, and he'll be lower owned because of what he did only on Sunday. And then I'll play. I don't recommend him often, but I think you'll see very much improvements this year on Jordan Spieth. No, they were talking about him. He made major improvements he changed up his driving and irons. Not changed his driving and irons, but he wanted to make improvements on that type of his game. Like last week, I could see you clapping, celebrating over there.
Sorry.
But no, the thing about, you never have to worry about putting. He's top 10 in putting in every single green, every single course, whatever it is.
It's just a tee to green game. Yeah.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's just that. But
just that. Just everything happens.
Let's call that. He made the cut last week, which we both didn't think he'd do.
True.
And that was a harder course, which he has history here. You look at his history. 3 of the past 5 years. 18 was cut. 17, 9th, 15th, 2015, 7th. I said this. If he can be above average and everything up to the green, he has that top 10 potential, because that putter will just, if he can just be above average, he can win. He can come top 10 easily with that putter. And I'll keep writing up Cameron Smith, because he's like, over the past, since the Sony Open, he was 87th in my model. Like a little bit different things in all different field, but he's all the way up to 37th. He's moved up every single time. He made the cut last week, didn't do anything on the weekend, and he went T15 last year, T48, 42nd cut. So he's improved as he's gone along, and he's in the top 40 in total strokes gained and tee to green in his last 12 rounds here. And then I'll go, only because one guy below him, only because he's projected at high ownership, is Sungjae Im. He only played it once last year, T7th. And he was a rookie last year. Just like these other guys. Not talked about as much as Wolf, Morikawa, and Hovland, but he's right up there with them. And in his last 3 events, he's played the last 3 PGA events, 37th last week, 10th the week before, 21st at the Sony. Only because he's projected a higher ownership is why he's below these guys, but still a great upper 8K range guy if you want him. And also I like that mid-low 8K range more. And so that will be, for me, Hovland, Wolf, Palmer, Spieth, Smith, M.
Sweet.
I'm assuming we have a couple of the same.
I'm with you on Hovland. Absolutely. God bless you. Yeah, I think at this price, he's cash viable. Definitely. I mean, the kid is really good at the golf. Nice clear.
Hey, you focus on your turn to talk.
I'm focusing on the money I'm winning right now.
Well, you got to focus on the money you'll be winning this weekend.
God, I hope. Yeah, I think he's cash viable, absolutely. Second in my model. I'm sure he's popular. You know, we saw at the end of last year, he was like 9K, 10K plus, and he's 8,400, which is crazy cheap for him. I'm going to go Brandt. I like Brandt. He's cash viable as well. He's probably going to be on the list. He's just playing solid golf right now. Had a good week last week. Decent history here.
Last 2 years have been. Yeah.
But you know what? He made the cut. I remember last year especially, he was not playing good golf to start the year, and then he really kind of found himself.
I think it was a Rocket Mortgage that May, June is where he turned around his year.
Ooh, fucking thank you, Crossbar. But yeah, so he is a much better golfer. I mean, he had a T55 last year, but the other 3 times he's played here in the last 5 years, T23, T33, T10. So I think I can definitely see him getting like a top 25, top 30, which I don't hate at 8,900.
For cash.
Yeah. Love M. M's going to be popular. He's great. Super high in my model. Great history here the 1 year he played. 13th in my mixed condition model, which is awesome. Just dragged down by the putting. Ironically enough, Spieth is second in my mixed condition model.
Haha.
That I don't like. I don't like that.
Take out the name. Use that name thing. Change the name. There you go. You don't even know who it is.
The bias mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and maybe Stanley gets up there.
Fuck that. More of your money if you want to talk about Stanley.
If he wins it this week, I'm going to be so mad.
I'll be mad. I won't have any of them. All right. So no Grace, no Spieth. Scheffler. I like Scheffler. I'm going to go back to Scheffler. Still grading out well. He's a good golfer. He missed the cut last week, which kind of sucked. But
I think he's not ready for those hard courses yet.
And that's fair. And this is not a hard course by any stretch.
It's ranked 24th out of 48 PGA Tour courses.
Yeah, so it's literally right in the middle. So I like Scheffler. Hovland we talked about. No Shez for me this week.
Even with that history, he changed up his clubs, by the way, before the year. One of my friends told me that, and I've been like, "Ooh, that would have been nice to know before I played Shez Reavie."
Yes.
It was right before the Sony Open.
Okay. Yeah, I mean T4 last year, second place 2 years ago, and then cut.
And that's a big difference. Changing balls and clubs makes a huge difference. If you see, why does this guy suck? That could be like they don't announce it too much, so which is a problem.
Big one last year, Justin Rose.
Yeah, broadcasters will say it. So you hear broadcasters say it, but it's not like, oh, I changed up my clubs this week on Twitter. No, you don't usually see that too much.
No.
Unless it's a sponsored thing.
And then Palmer. I'm with you on Palmer. I'll jump on him. And I'm not I'm gonna play Wolf. I'm off Wolf.
Oh no, no.
I'm jumping on the Wolf wagon.
He's bottom AK. He's such a discount, and he's set up well for this course.
I like him at min price.
Oh, he played well. He played well last week at a much harder course.
Yeah,
I've been saying this. I've been saying this to people. I'm like, he's still very raw, but on these easier courses, this wasn't super easy, but it's easier.
Yeah.
He's gonna play better until he finds how to be more consistent.
And you know what? He might play great here, but he's not exciting me. So I'm not gonna jump on
It's not
him.
exciting. This guy. What do you want? What do you want to have fireworks shooting out of his back while he plays golf?
That'd be awesome. That'd be really cool. The 16th hole would love that. All right. So we're gonna try to speed this up a little bit because we've been at this for a while already. I'll get in the 7K range. Connors. I'm gonna play Connors. 6th in my model. Again, it's just a putting that sucks. So if he can putt, and he putted, he's been all right this year. He hasn't played here ever.
Nope. Oh, last year was he finally got that win, which got him his PGA Tour card. So he's been in now.
I wrote him up, and I had him, and I won money with him at one of the Texas events.
Valero.
Yep, Valero. Yep, T12 at the Sony because he putted great. So yeah, I like Connors.
He's second in 20 in putting. He sucks, but he's second in the last 24 rounds on bent grass green between 20 and 25 feet.
Nice. I love that stat. I like that a lot. Harmon. I'm gonna play some Harmon. He is 25th in my GPP model, but has very solid numbers across the board.
Safe guy.
Say again?
Safe. That's a cash play.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely cash viable. He's always T39, T24, T58, T66. Nothing flashy, but a made cut.
I don't know if he has the upside for GPPs, though.
Yeah. Knox is 4th in my GPP model, so I love him. I'm all over him. I've been playing him. I think every week I've had a lineup with him in it so far this year. That's not going to change this year or this week. T10 here last year, 2 missed cuts before, and then a T15.
Boom or bust?
Cawley. I have some interest in Bud Cawley. 18 GPP model. Again, solid numbers. Nothing overly terrible. Meh history here. T26, T47, and then a missed cut. I lost him. Where is he? Kind of shitty. I mean, 2 missed cuts and a T4th between the Sony and the Farmers. So, he's a GPP play. Pretty cheap. Hoagie. Love me some Hoagie.
He's been
so.
I don't know where this came out of, honestly.
I know. But I love it. I mean, T12, T6, 5th. Like, fucking sign me up for Tom Hoagie. He's cash viable. Absolutely. He's 15th in my GPP model. His only shitty area is his par 5 scoring. But he's a great putter, great approach, great tee to green. And all that should lead him to do pretty well on par 5s.
Grillo. Start trusting Hoagie.
I know. It worries me.
Oh, Grillo. Oh, here we go.
Grillo. I'm going to go back to Grillo, but definitely not in cash. He's going to be a GPP play. He's made the cut here the last 4 years in a row. He has gained 1/1000th of a stroke over the field here in the last 5 years.
I'm going to look up something.
Okay. Literally, strokes gained, 0.001. Total strokes gained at this event in the last 5 years.
Oh my god.
What?
What's Grillo's biggest thing that he's bad at?
Oh, putting. Terrible.
How many strokes do you think he lost last year?
8.
4.5 on putting.
Okay.
I'm just going through the years because I just want to see. Go ahead. You keep going.
And he's still paying T33.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's a GPP play. Don't play him in cash.
Oh.
That's CJ. Zach Johnson, name we haven't heard in a while. He's kind of popping in my GPP model a little bit. He's a major winner. He's made the cut here the last 5 years in a row.
He's old.
He's old, but not really anything to get excited about history-wise recently. But yeah, I like him in GPP. English is 10th in my GPP model. First in this field in the par 4 scoring. Really good tee to green. Really good putter. I love me some English. He might be another cash play for me.
History.
Like he's just been every week. Yeah. Where is it? Why am I not seeing it?
I'll tell you.
It's cut. 57, third, 40th. I would argue again that he's playing better now than he's played recently. So.
Oh, he was not good last year at all.
Yeah. Lanto's a GPP play, 20th in my model. Solid numbers across the board. Second in strokes gained on par 5s. And if you can birdie these 3 par 5s, the first 2 days, you're going to make a cut. As long as you play decently well on the rest of the course. So.
Accuracy off the tee has not been there. That's the concerning thing.
It's really good. Tee to green is 11th.
What?
He's 11th tee to green in the last 24 rounds.
Oh, I was just talking about fairways gained.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
Yeah.
But
if he can scramble good, that's all that matters off that.
Yeah. Ortiz, I have a little love for Carlos Ortiz.
He was chalky last week.
He was surprisingly chalky, and he fucked a lot of people.
People were mad.
Yeah.
I don't know why he was chalky. I didn't get that.
I don't know either. But I'm going to get on him this week. Just solid numbers. Just really solid numbers across the board. Gooch, I have a little interest in the Gooch at 7K. Just because I like saying his name. He missed the cut here last year. But I think that was when he hurt his thumb. I think that was when he sustained the thumb injury, because I don't think he really played too much after that. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, he played at the AT&T and then the Honda. So, maybe I'm wrong, but maybe I remember wrong. It's fine. But I don't know if I'm going to get there. I have a warm spot in my heart for Talor Gooch.
Taylor.
Talor. 36 last week, not bad. And that's it for me for the 7K range.
Okay. Do you remember who was my favorite 7K guy at the Sony Open?
At the Sony? No.
Yeah. Oh, it's the same guy this week. Daniel Berger.
Oh, because the wind?
Yeah, but it's not windy here. Don't worry about the wind. The weather is never bad. There's no weather. We forgot to talk about that.
No weather. It's just nothing.
It's just nothing. No, it's only 70, 75 degrees, no humidity, no wind, no rain. That's why it's also a great event. You're always in the perfect weather conditions. But no, he's 7th in my model. I was actually surprised. Like his tournament history. You look at his tournament history. It's cut T11th, 7th, 58th, 10th. He's been playing solid golf. He's made 5 or 6 cuts, but he has in those 5 or 6, 3 top 25s, a 29th at the American Express, and that was 14 under. I mean, he can birdie holes. He's been a great ball striker in the last 24 rounds compared to the field. He's 6th in ball striking. His only bugaboo is yeah, like that. I bring out old words. Is opportunities gained, which I had in because with these greens being different sizes and bigger, I want greens in regulation don't mean as much when they're huge compared to opportunities gained. That's when I differ my greens and regulations and opportunities gained, depending on green sizes. He's not great at that. He's 45th in fairways gained, and he's can hit the ball far. So he's above average in driving accuracy, and good at distance. I like him for 7,800, and no one ever plays Daniel Berger. So, 11% projection, which seems high for him. Then I was surprised you didn't say this guy. He lives in Scottsdale. He won't pop up on anybody's model because he's been playing terrible. He's a course horse that lives in Scottsdale for 7,300. Martin Laird.
Marty.
You look up, this is his past 5 years. Made the cut every 5 years. 26th, 9th, 7th, 41st, 5th. Lives in Scottsdale. Knows the area. Knows this course. 7,200. Tell me a guy at 7,200. Yes, he's been playing terrible. But that doesn't matter when he's this cheap and plays amazing at this course.
Okay.
I mean, it's not even a drive. He doesn't even have to travel.
I like it.
It's down the road.
Just down the road?
Just down the road. He's like, he doesn't have to stay at a hotel. Gets his own bed. I don't know how close he lives. I don't know where Martin Laird lives.
Or in my JPP model. Where's the mixed? Third mixed condition model. So, yeah.
He's not graded well in my model, but I was just like looking at him. I was looking total strokes gained over the past. It goes Ricky Fowler, Matsuyama, Martin Laird.
One of these things is not like the other.
He has more strokes gained than Matt Kuchar. John Rahm's only played it 4 times. So in 5 times, he has 3 more strokes gained compared to 4 times with Rahm. And we know the player difference of talent level in that.
Yeah.
So Martin Laird is second. The only reason he's behind Berger has not as great as history, but really good history. But Laird has not as good numbers.
He has 10 more strokes. No, 13 more strokes than JT.
And Gary Woodland and Webb Simpson.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what Martin Laird, just a course horse. Doesn't matter. If you learn golf, some of these events don't matter. Never play him again this year. Probably never. I'll never recommend him again this year. But this time, this is his hometown. Well, not hometown. This is where he lives. And then I'm on you with Corey Connors. Then you didn't say one of your boys from a couple of weeks ago, Andrew Putnam.
Putnam in the hole.
Yeah, he has a chance of putting him in the hole. Oh, missed a cut last year. But it doesn't grade out terrible. It's 18th in mine. He's been great on approach last 24 rounds. Great at long 450, 500 par fours. He's 8th. Short game's great. He's not a bomber, but he's accurate off the tee, above average in opportunities gained, and 36 in birdies or better. 7,500. I mean, he's good. You're off. Didn't you say Burley Horschel last week?
2 weeks ago, and he missed that.
2 weeks ago. I like him this week at 7,400. I don't think this is kind of like what Bubba Watson was to me last week. He's better than a $7,400 golfer.
Dude, he was like 9,800 like 2 weeks ago.
Exactly. And he's a safe play. I was surprised you didn't recommend him for cash, because if you look at his history, made all 5 cuts, nothing spectacular, 2 top 25s, 2 top 40s, and a 43rd. He seems like a very safe play. Like, for 7,400, you don't need that. Like, if he comes top 25 at 7,400, that's fine for GPPs. Yeah. He doesn't hurt you. And he came 25th in my model. Birdies are better gained is his opportunities gained, and birdies are better gained. So he hasn't been making birdies, and he hasn't been getting chances for birdies. Everything else is good. Yeah,
I just worry about his approach game. Approach game is terrible lately.
I don't. In his last 24 rounds, and these. So I included bent grass greens in my model because for the way players spin the balls and what they hit, he's 28th in approach and 17th in ball striking, and it proves that he plays well with bent grass greens on his iron game. Maybe he like those Bermudas that are usually firm and don't give a lot. Maybe just
the last event he played that he gained, well, that was recorded. Strokes gained stats were recorded that he gained strokes on approach was the Wyndham on August 4th.
Yeah, but it's more of a price play and a tournament history play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fair.
I mean, he's better than 7,400. Like, to me, Billy Horschel is a mid 8K guy, so you get an $1,000 discounts in my perspective. Then I will put I have Adam Hadwin. Adam Hadwin is Billy Horschel, just $200 cheaper.
The Canadian.
Yep, that's basically Adam. And Canada has bent grass greens, don't they?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, so he knows these greens. Knows these types of greens, not these exact greens. But I'll take into the $6,000 range, and it starts off with Nate Lashley. He lives in this area. What?
Yeah, wait. No Kyle Stanley for you this week?
7,000. I was
sure.
Oh, he dropped the 32nd model. I'm like, okay, if you can't get it done at 15th, 8th, 7th, you're done.
7th in this field and approach.
You know what? How about I do this? My 150 lineups, I'll put 5% Kyle Stanley for you.
I mean, that's probably going to cost you more money than our bet last week. So.
And then he's going to win it because none of us played him. Played minimal, don't recommend him, and he'll go off because that's Kyle Stanley now. Yeah. But Nate Lashley. Never played in this event in the last 5 years. I don't think he's ever played in this event. He's 37 years old. But he lives in Scottsdale. He went to the University of Arizona. He's 39th in my model, which at 6,900 I'll take. And this is his area. Like, I know it's nothing statistical or anything, but it's a narrative thing, But then I'll go to a guy 6,600 who, Brian Stewart. For 6,600 is a really good price, I think, for Brian Stewart this week. He has history here of 55th, 65th, 16th, 10th. Now, not great last 2 years, but 6,600. If he comes anywhere between, let's say he comes in 40th for 6,600, you're taking that. GPPs, cash, allows you to pay up for a guy if they do something. He comes 27th in model. He's been great. Accuracy off the tee. Great second in par 4 scoring between 450 and 500 yards. Not great ball striking. Good short game and above average on the approach. And in his he's made 9 of 10 cuts. And so far, last have played at American Express at 72. But, I mean, he has 2 top 10s. I mean, 6,600. You could do a lot worse than Brian Stewart at 6,600. I'll go with Kevin Streelman. A lot of these 6K guys like to live around here. Kevin Streelman, he lives in Scottsdale as well.
Oh, fuck.
You calm down over there, sir.
Dude, Cam Talbot's the worst goalie on the face of the fucking earth.
Kevin Streelman.
The wide open view of the fucking charging player, and he just can't make a fucking save.
That's because you played him.
Oh my god, yeah.
Kevin Streelman, low owned, pump play, 6,800, 50, 40th, cut, 30th. Does rank high in my model. But just make the cut, 45th or better. That's fine with me. And then I recommended this guy at the Sony Open as well. He's 6,300. Chris Kirk. Last 4 times playing here, he's made every single cut. Not 57th my model, but it's more of, you get down this low, I'll take something. And he has good tournament history, good enough for his price. He's a T11 2 years ago. And then I'll play your boy. I wrote up your boy from last week.
Oh boy, that's not a good idea. Go on.
You're not even going to guess?
My boy from last week.
In the $6,000 range.
Oh my god. Oh, John Huh?
Yeah. He's basically, he's 100 more than Kurt, but he's made the cut last 4 times.
Holy crap. Siwoo Kim is $6,200? Wow.
Yeah, you have fun with that.
No, I'm not doing that.
Why, like him and Smiley Kaufman, why are they on tour? I just don't get it.
JJ Spawn. Wow, there's some fucking heat down here.
There is some good, these $6,000 guys, there's a few of them with good tournament history. I just picked up the ones I made the most cuts.
Yeah, that's fair.
And how I played last weekend, he made the cut. I just like Chris Kurt's history a little bit better. But 2 fine punt plays, whichever one you prefer. If you like the guy who's been playing better recently, go with Huh. If you like the guy with better tournament history, go with Kirk. Overall tournament history. So that was Lashley, Stewart, Streelman. Oh, wait. I'm glad I just remembered this. I'm going to add him to my list. Zach Succa.
Oh, yeah, Suker?
He just tweeted out today that he's 6,300. He tweeted out 6,300. He's like, if you play me, you can afford the Xanders and Hideckis. No, yeah, he's not going to. Nope.
I tweeted this guy, like, added DraftKings and was like, here's a picture of me. Can you please update my profile picture?
He's not even on the player pool for the Fantasy National.
Yeah.
There's no stat. Like, his stats won't be good. But if you're playing a bunch of lineups, add him to the player pool just because he loves DFS.
I love Suker. He, I forget event it was last year that he, like, came out and...
Travelers Championship.
Was it the Travelers?
He was second through 3 days.
Yeah.
That's where I remember him because someone's like, oh, you should play him. And someone sent me a picture of him. I'm like, no, this guy sucks. And then he made the cut. I'm like, I'm not saying anything more about this guy. So I will add him to the list. He'll be below all those guys, but just add him because he's a fun guy on Twitter.
Yes.
Which you don't find in golf.
No.
Especially the one that supports gambling.
He embraces the DFS, which, I mean, I definitely support that. Absolutely.
And he drove his whole family to this event.
Yeah, from the farmers.
From the farmers. They didn't even fly. They drove.
He checked in at the Great Wolf Lodge and, oh, fuck me.
No, thank you.
Why are you so bad at hockey, Cam Talbot? Holy fuck.
Oh, that's who was starting? That's your fault for playing Cam Talbot. He's garbage.
Oh, he's been so good lately, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. He tricks you.
Perron with fucking 2 goals tonight. Jesus fucking Christ, Calgary.
So, for me, it was Lashley, Stewart, Streelman, Kirk, Huh, and Sucker. Sucker 6,300.
Oh, he was offsides. Woo! O'Reilly was offsides.
Okay.
Thank you. No goal.
Okay, let's wrap this up. 6K plays.
Sorry, yeah. What are we talking about?
Your 6K plays.
All right, yeah, real quick. Harry Higgs. Higgsy. He's like fat Patrick Reed, but like cooler.
Poor man's Patrick Reed.
My man, like, he's like the preacher of like you unbutton like that one button until you're comfortable, and then you do one lower for the ladies. You know, he pops out a little brown sugar on the golf course, which I respect. He's a web.com or Korn Ferry graduate. He's been playing decently well.
He's making a name. He's like a fatter Scotty Scheffler.
Yes, exactly. Which I like. So, you know, P9 last week, missed the cut at the Amex, no goal. 57th at the Sony. Yeah, I don't hate him. I don't hate a flyer. Hadley, Chassayon Hadley, 14th in my GPP model. Definitely on board with Chassayon Hadley this week. Decent history here, too. T20 last year, T5 2 years ago. I am down with that sickness. And then Ryan Armour is going to close it out for me. I said I didn't like much down here. 22nd my GPP model. Terrible putter. Hopefully he can putt halfway decent. Missed the cut here the last 2 years. But fuck it. 6,500.
Play your boy for 100 less.
Yeah, John. Who? There's some like weird, like decent names in here down below too. I mean, there's Killa Keith, CT Pan, John. Who?
Oh, sorry. Who do you think has real quick the worst total strokes gained? Negative 21 strokes gained in last 4 years. Just talked about him
at this event.
Yeah.
Keith Mitchell.
Siwoo.
Oh, Siwoo.
Yeah, but no, there's a lot of I don't mind a bunch of, if you want to if you're making a few lineups, there's 6K guys that have played well at this event.
Yay, Talbot made a save. Woo.
Enough, they make the cut.
So, yeah, no, I'm with you. There's, some weird names down here that are, super cheap. Grayson Murray. I mean, there might be like a high school party on the weekend that he wants to stick around for. So
James Hahn has made 4 of his last 5 cuts with 2 top 25s.
Brian Gay has like sneaky decent history here.
Like, I'm not gonna write up 10 $6,000 guys, but if you're making let's say 100 lineups and you want to do stars, a few stars and scrubs, I take shots on these guys because not recommendable for 3 to 5 entries, but definitely. Luke Donald's in this event.
Yeah, Luke Donald's in this event.
He was so inconsistent last year, but he's older. I want to see how he plays. Like, I don't even think I'll add him in my 150 lineup player pool.
Dude, K.H. Lee, holy shit. Oh, Offie Barnrat. Yo, you gotta play Offie Barnrat. That's my dude.
Oh, dude, look at his event 2 times ago at the CJ9s.
69s. All 69.
69. Someone's like, I don't care if he wins. This is the greatest rounds of golf I've ever seen.
Absolutely. Dude, even like K.H. Lee. Like, K.H. Lee was so good last year, and now he's like $6,100.
Yeah, well, he had a career year.
That's true, probably.
And he's never played this event. I won't add him to my 150 lineup pool, but that is...
All right. You want to do your top 3 value plays?
Yes, I will do that right now.
It's going to be, Hovland at 84. I mean, that's just stupidly cheap. Love me some Hovland this week. Going down a little lower. Yeah, I mean, Martin Laird, I know you brought him up. I didn't really pick up on him, but now that I'm looking at him, like, everything you said is spot on. Like, I'm in complete agreement with you on Party Marty Laird. So I'm definitely going to have some Marty Laird.
He lives in Scottsdale.
I'm going to give you a Shocky shout out like I did Burger.
Add that to your article.
I will. Dude, I will. I don't give a shit. You know I will.
Yep.
And then value play.
You said Hovland 8,400. That's not a value play.
And for him, it's pretty cheap. It's 8,400. That's pretty cheap.
I'm going compared to the field.
I'm gonna go English. Harris English.
Yeah.
Good putter. Good tee to green. Could do well here. So Laird, Hovland, and English for me.
Okay, since he stole Laird, I should have went first if I would have pulled it up.
He was your guy. I don't want to steal.
Yeah, okay. Laird, Stewart, Lashley. I mean, I like those 3 a lot for value. Those are definitely my 3 favorite value plays. As a 7,300, 6,600, 6,900. I think they all have GPP potential and cash potential. I think they're all safe cash and have GPP potential, in my opinion.
All right, you let me stick to the cash speak. All right, let's slow your roll here.
I mentioned Billy Horschel, and you agreed he was a cash play, so yeah, exactly.
All right, that's fine. All right, so that's it. There's nothing else from the nation. Rest now, or speak now, or forever hold your peace, or just DM us on Twitter or hit us up in Slack, and we'll answer your questions. All right. Thank you, Nation. Thanks for hanging in there. We kind of went off on some tangents, and I'm sweating hockey right now, so forgive me. All right, so for Shocky at Clint Potrikis every week. It's not going to ever change. Clint Potrikis. I am BrewMedic47 at BrewMedic47 on the Twitter. Thank you, everyone. Hit us up if you need anything, and let's kill it this week. Oh, he took a puck off the head. All right.
Yeah.